Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Cole. I love makeup, colour and currently project panning, and today we are here for my first update of my Pan That palette for 2025. If you haven't seen my intro video, I am going to leave it down below, and there is also going to be a playlist of all the content I have filmed with my Pan That palette. I did do a palette bingo, which should be up in a couple of weeks, but this is the Beauty Bay and Jade 42 Pan eyeshadow palette, and this is what we currently look like. I am going to insert some pictures of what we looked like prior to this in a second, but first off, let's have a look at what dips we've got. So we've got quite a big dip in the shade Milky Way, which is this one here. I've got a nice little dip going in Halo. We've got a good dip in Confetti, which is this shimmer down here. And I also think we've got quite a nice little dip starting to form in Crystal Clear. Unfortunately, for now, we've got a teeny tiny dip in Retrograde, which is the bright pink, and a little one forming in Northern Star. But other than that, the mattes currently, we've definitely got usage on them, but there's not a whole lot of dippage. And that is what we are looking for in this project. We are looking for dippage. So I'm going to insert a picture of the palette and what it looked like when we started this project. So when we started, there was a little bit of use, and I am now going to pop up what it looks like today. I feel like you can see the dips a little bit better in the photos. So that is what we're looking like today. Let's talk numbers. So I hit my goal this month with this one of using every single shade at least once in the month. I'm really pleased about that one. Some of them were a little bit tough, but I did use every single shade at least once. My top shades, we actually used tourmaline. This one we used 7 times. This was the first one that I used 5 times, because I'm going to be tracking that. I'm going to be like first 5 uses, first 10 uses, first to 15 uses. So that makes sense. And then my highest use shade was Milky Way. We used that one 8 times. So that's Milky Way. Tourmaline down here is the black. And then on par with tourmaline, which we used 7 times, we also used Intention 7 times, which is just like a really boring shade, but just one I've been using to set my lid. I don't normally set my lid, but I have been doing it with this palette because it seemed a good way to get some uses. So let's go through all the shades, and I'll let you know all my numbers. So first shade here is Good Vibes Only. We used that one 3 times this month. Then we used Tarot 1 time. We used Dawn, the orange, twice. Red Planet we used 3 times. That's the red. Space Jam, which is this other orange, we used once. What's Your Sign, Hun, we used once. And then Angel of the North we used 4 times. Shades I struggled with on this row to use were What's Your Sign, Hun. I think I used that for the first time on like the 29th. It's just a very dark shimmer, and I'm not really a dark shimmer girl. Okay, moving on. to the next row, we've got Halo. I've marked this down as twice, but I feel like I might have used this 3 times. But we've got twice written down, so we've used that one twice. We've used 22 4 times. Sand Dancer I've used once. I don't know why I've not used this one more. I didn't particularly struggle to use it. I just didn't really reach for it once I'd used it the first time. Then we've got Affirmation. We've used this one 4 times. Milky Way, as I said before, we've used that one 8 times. That was our top shade this month. Ethereal, which is the lilac, we used 3 times. And Natural Beauty, which is this peach, we also used 3 times. There wasn't particularly any shades I struggled to use on that row. All great shades, and all kind of shades that I regularly wear. Okay, next row. We have Soulmate. We use this one 4 times. Galactic we used once. Daydreamer we used twice. Alien we used twice. Retrograde we used 5 times. Rose Quartz we used twice. And Love Aura we used twice. For this one, definitely struggled with Galactic. Again, that was one of the kind of shades that I had outstanding for most of the month. Again, it's just very dark. There's definitely shades in this palette that pair with it beautifully. It's just not a shade I sort of naturally reach towards. Okay, row number 4, Starry Eyed, we used once. As I said before, Intention we used 7 times. Confetti, which is a stunning shade, we used 3 times. Northern Star, which is this blue, we used 3 times. Sunshine Skin 1 time, Nefertiti 4 times, and Heritage 1 time. Sunshine Skin wasn't too much of a struggle once I'd actually used it. I realised how pretty a shade it is, and I'm probably not going to kind of put off using it like I did a little bit this month. Heritage, very, very dark shimmer. It's a beautiful shade. I just don't really wear looks like that. So, yeah, I think that one could be very much a struggle, I think. Okay, the next line, turn my little page. We have Capricorn. Let's focus. We have Capricorn, we used that 4 times. Zodiac, I used once. Head in the Clouds, I used 4 times. Horizon, we used once. Serenity, we used 3 times. Jaded, we used once. That's that one. And Full Moon, we used twice. I don't know why I only used Full Moon twice. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Zodiac was a bit of a tough one to use, but I think next month I have the plan that I want to use Zodiac and Jaded together. I think that'll create a really lovely look. Horizon is a really lovely like neutral shimmer shade, which like I said, I did use that one and enjoyed it, and I'm excited to use it again. Okay, and then our final row. It's upside down. I was like, that's not the right shade. This is probably the row that there's some shades on here that I struggled with the most, and then some shades that I absolutely smashed. So this was a very like all over the place row. So first off, we have Mother Earth. I did not use this one till the 31st of January, but then I used it and I was like, oh, actually this is quite pretty. It's like an olivey green colour. Again, not something that I regularly wear, but I feel like it'll push me out my comfort zone. Then we have Orion, which we used twice. It's a really beautiful khaki green colour. Chakra was a dead easy use for a transition shade. This we used 4 times. Celestial, which is the dark blue, we used 3 times. Crystal Clear, which is the lighter blue shimmer, we used that twice. Tourmaline, as I said before, the black we used 7 times. I know this one's going to require a bit more use because you do just use less of it. And then finally, this one was tough as well. This is Moonlit. I actually ended up doing a blue smoky eye with this, which I fell in love with. I think this and Zodiac paired together are beautiful. it just wasn't one that kind of inspired me. So, goals for February. I'm not going to set myself this month the goal to use absolutely everything at once. If we do, that's amazing. If we don't, I'm not bothered. I want to focus on some of the shades that we were struggling with. So anything that I only used once this month. So I'm going to swatch them. So we've got Taro. I'm going to put them all on the back of my hand and kind of create a colour story for you. So we're going to use Taro, we're going to use Space Jam. We're going to use What's Your Sign, Hun? We're going to use Sand Dancer. Okay, so February focus shades. We have Taro, we have Space Jam, we have What's Your Sign, Hun? Sand Dancer, Galactic, we've got over here Love Aura, Starry Eyed, Heritage, Zodiac, Horizon, Jaded, Mother Earth, and Moonlit. So these are going to be the shades that I want to focus on this month. I want to use each of these shades 3 times this month, and then anything else just to incorporate into these looks. So we have 13 focus shades that I want to use at least 3 times. Now, total palette uses for this month were 11, so I wore this 11 times. I can definitely do better than that. I feel like I've probably not counted that right, because that doesn't seem like enough. I feel like I've used this a lot, especially to use all 42 shades, like a lot of times, some of them. So yeah, not sure about that one, how we ended up at only 11 uses, but that is where we are. All 42 shades this month, and our top shade was Milky Way at 8 uses. So that is my Pan That palette for January update. Let me know in the comments, what should I do with these shades, because there is some really pretty ones here. And then I think for March, we're going to focus on anything that isn't already at 5 uses, or maybe 7 uses, depending on where we are at. So let me know in the comments, what should I do with these shades? There are some really gorgeous ones here that I just need to use. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up to date on my Project Pan journey and my Pan That palette journey, do give this video do give me a subscribe, not the video. It's me. And don't forget to press the bell icon if you do want notifying of new uploads from me. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye guys.